Hello and welcome to quiz class. Today we have 100 questions on general knowledge. Let's take a look at our quiz class awards. And here they are. Let us know how you rank in the comments at the end. And for today's lineup, we have Explorers, Dynasties, Women Leaders, and Etiquette. So let's begin with Explorers. Who was the first European to set foot in Mombasa on the East African coast? Barbosa, Vasco da Gama, or Pedro Alvarez Cabral? Vasco da Gama. Which river was described by Francisco de Orellana? The Amazon, the Congo, or the Nile? The Amazon. Which British explorer first landed on Australia's eastern coast? James Cook, Francis Drake, or William Dampier? James Cook. Which explorer discovered the Crozet Islands accidentally? Abel Tasman, Ferdinand Magellan, or Marion du Fresnay? Marion du Fresnay. Which traveler completed the first circumnavigation of Madagascar? Jorge Alvarez, Diogo Diaz, or Gaspar Corte Real? Diogo Diaz. Antonio da Mota was a famous explorer for bringing which weapon to Japan? Crossbow, cannon, or arquebus? Arquebus. Who among the explorers saw New Zealand for the first time? Abel Tasman, Dirk Gerrits, or Willem Jazoon? Abel Tasman. Which explorer is most commonly credited with the first European visit to the Great Barrier Reef? Abel Tasman, James Cook, or Willem Janszoon? James Cook. Which Englishman was the first to travel to and write about some regions of Australia? Francis Drake, John Cabot, or William Dampier? William Dampier. Who is acknowledged as the first European explorer to discover the Mississippi River? Christopher Columbus, Hernando de Soto, or Ferdinand Magellan? Hernando de Soto. Which river's source was discovered by Mungo Park? The Congo River, Niger River, or Zambezi River? The Niger River. Who was the team leader of the first successful crossing of the Greenland ice cap? Ernest Shackleton, Fridtjof Nansen, or Robert Falcon Scott? Fridtjof Nansen. Diogo Kyle was the first European to enter which river? The Congo, the Senegal, or the Zambezi? The Congo River. Who was the first European adventurer to make contact with the Greenland Inuit? Eric the Red, Giovanni Caboto, or Leif Erikson? Eric the Red. Giovanni Caboto, known for his voyages to North America in the late 15th century, is also known as Amerigo Vespucci, Christopher Columbus, or John Cabot. John Cabot. Garcia Lopez was the first European explorer to reach which canyon? Bryce, Grand, or Zion? The Grand Canyon. Dom Lourenço de Almeida, a Portuguese explorer, was the first European to explore the interior of which country? India, Indonesia, or Malaysia? Indonesia. Which British adventurer handled the disastrous Northwest Passage expedition? Ernest Shackleton, John Franklin, or Robert Falcon Scott? John Franklin. Cesare Federici was the first to record a European sighting of which island group? Ascension Island, Canary Islands, or Nicobar Islands? Nicobar Islands. In which part of the St. Lawrence River did European explorer Jacques Cartier first travel? Bay, Gulf, or river? Gulf. Who was the first to cross the Isthmus of Panama? Francisco Pizarro, Hernan Cortez, or Vasco Núñez de Balboa? Vasco Núñez de Balboa. Who among the Europeans explored the Victoria Falls and the Zambezi River first? David Livingstone, Henry Morton Stanley, or James Cook? David Livingstone. Who was known for his travels across the Sahara Desert? Ibn Battuta, Marco Polo, or René Callier? Ibn Battuta. Which explorer is known for his detailed mapping of the Brazilian coastline? André Antonil, Ferdinand Magellan, or Pedro Alvarez Cabral? Pedro Alvarez Cabral. John Franklin is known for his 19th century expeditions to which region? The Arctic, the Antarctic, or the Sahara Desert? The Arctic. Roald Amundsen contributed to the exploration of which pole? The North Pole, the South Pole, or both poles? The South Pole. George Vancouver is known for his detailed mapping of which coast? The east coast of Australia, the west coast of Africa, or the Pacific Northwest coast? The Pacific Northwest coast. Robert Falcon Scott is known for his contributions to which exploration? The Arctic, the Antarctic, or the Himalayas? The Antarctic. Which river is René Robert Cavalier famous for having explored? The Ohio River, the Missouri River, or the Mississippi River? The Mississippi River. Which explorer is credited with the discovery of Adélie Land or Adélie Land? Ernest Shackleton, Robert Falcon Scott, or Jules Dumont d'Urville? Jules Dumont d'Urville. And let's move over to dynasties. For question 31, the ancient Aksumite Empire corresponds to the present-day country named Egypt, Ethiopia, or Sudan? Ethiopia. Ismail I established one of Iran's empires during which dynasty? Pahlavi, Safavid, or Sassanid? Safavid. Which kind of money was originally used during the Song dynasty? Metal coins, paper money, or shell money? Paper money. How many years did the Merovingian dynasty rule the Franks, or Merovingian? Nearly 200 years, nearly 300 years, or nearly 400 years? Nearly 300 years. Of the three kingdoms of Korea, which dynasty is credited with unifying them? Baekje, Goryeo, or Silla? Silla. The Grand Canal was a major infrastructure project that originated in which dynasty? Sui, Tang, or Guan? Sui dynasty. The Macedonian dynasty is known for ruling which empire? Byzantine, Ottoman, or Persian? The Byzantine Empire. What dynasty was overthrown by Chandragupta Maurya? Gupta dynasty, Maurya dynasty, or Nanda dynasty? Nanda dynasty. The Habsburg dynasty is known for its influence on which parts of Europe? Central and Western Europe, Eastern and Southern Europe, or Northern and Eastern Europe? Central and Western Europe. During which dynasty were cave temples known to be patronized? Chola dynasty, Gupta dynasty, or Rashtrakuta dynasty? Rashtrakuta dynasty. Which historical dynasty founded the biggest empire? Mongol Empire, Ottoman dynasty, or Romanov dynasty? The Mongol dynasty. The Mongol Empire. During which dynasty did Empress Wu Zetian reign as the first female monarch in Chinese history? Han, Ming, or Tang? The Tang dynasty. What is the world's oldest hereditary monarch still in existence today? British monarchy, Japanese monarchy, or Swedish monarchy? The Japanese monarchy. Which dynasty was responsible for spreading the Islam religion in the 11th century? Abbasid dynasty, Almoravid dynasty, or Ottoman dynasty? Almoravid dynasty. Poland and Lithuania united in the 14th century under which dynasty? Habsburg, Jagiellonian dynasty, or Vasa dynasty? Jagiellonian dynasty. Which dynasty is credited with building the Ellora rock-cut temples? Gupta dynasty, Maurya dynasty, or Rashtrakuta dynasty? Rashtrakuta dynasty. The Abbasid dynasty ruled over which empire? The Byzantine Empire, Islamic Caliphate, or Mongol Empire? Islamic Caliphate. Which ancient dynasty in Korea ruled between 37 BCE and 668 CE? Baekje dynasty, Goguryeo dynasty, or Silla dynasty? Goguryeo dynasty. What was the role of Charles Martel during the Carolingian dynasty? Duke, emperor, or mayor of the palace? Mayor of the palace. Cairo city was founded during which dynasty? Abbasid, Fatimid, or Ottoman? Fatimid dynasty. And let's move over to women leaders. Queen Zenobia of the Palmyrene Empire is famous for rebelling against which empire? The Ottoman Empire, Roman Empire, or Sasanian Empire? Roman Empire. Who was the first female president of Liberia? Joyce Banda, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, or Catherine Samba Panza? Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Which ancient Egyptian queen is famous for her temple at Deir el-Bahri? Cleopatra, Hatshepsut, or Nefertari? Hatshepsut. Benazir Bhutto was the first woman to be elected as what position in a Muslim-majority country? President, Prime Minister, or Vice President? Prime Minister. Which empress was known for her influence during the reign of her husband, Justinian I? Irene, Helena, or Theodora? Theodora. Isabel Perón became the first woman to govern which part of Latin America? Argentina, Brazil, or Chile? Argentina. Which woman led the United Kingdom as Prime Minister for the first time? Harriet Harman, Margaret Thatcher, or Nicola Sturgeon? Margaret Thatcher. Which queen fought against Portuguese colonialism in present-day Angola? Makeda, Mbonde, or Mbuya Nahanda? Mbande. After the Marcos regime, who became the Philippines' first female president? Corazon Aquino, Gloria Arroyo, or Miriam Santiago? Corazon Aquino. Which historical queen in Britain led a significant rebellion against the Romans? Anne, Boudica, or Victoria? Boudica. Dilma Rousseff was the first woman to serve as a president of which country? Argentina, Brazil, or Chile? Brazil. Which Indian queen is known as the Queen of Jhansi? Rani Padmini, Rani Durgavati, or Rani Lakshmibai? Rani Lakshmibai. Angela Merkel was the first woman to lead a major world power as what position? Chancellor, President, or Prime Minister? Chancellor. Who was married to both Louis VII of France and Henry II of England? Anne of Brittany, Catherine de Braganza, or Eleanor of Aquitaine? Eleanor of Aquitaine. What was the year of Park Geun-hye's exit as South Korea's first female president? 2015, 2016, or 2017? 2017. Nefertiti, an African queen of the 18th dynasty, ruled which country? Egypt, Ethiopia, or Sudan? Egypt. Indira Gandhi was the first female of India to hold the position of Prime Minister at what age? 40, 44, or 48? 48. In what year did Michelle Bachelet first serve as president of Chile? 2004, 2006, or 2008? 2006. Who was the only female ruler of the Habsburg dynasty and the mother of Marie Antoinette? Catherine, Elizabeth, or Maria Theresa? Maria Theresa. Which African woman has had the longest reign as the head of state, formerly Swaziland? Queen Dofombi, Queen Elizabeth II, or Queen of the Zulu? Queen Dofombi. And let's move over to etiquette for question 71. In traditional Japanese tea ceremonies, what will you say after receiving a bowl of tea? And the third choice is the answer. According to Victorian etiquette, which utensil should never be put back on the table after use? Fork, knife, or spoon? Knife. What does it mean in Korean to take a glass of soju with both hands. You're excited, you are showing respect, or you are refusing the drink. You are showing respect. Which hand is considered impolite to use for eating in Indian culture? Right, left, or both? The left hand. Who traditionally sits to the right of the host in international diplomatic protocol? The senior official, the host's spouse, or the guest of honor? The guest of honor. Where is the proper place for the dessert fork in classical European dining? Above the plate, below the plate, or to the left of the plate? Above the plate. How should a business card be presented to a Chinese person? With one hand, text facing up, with both hands, text facing the recipient. With both hands, text facing the recipient. What is appropriate behavior when given vodka during a toast in Russia? Declining politely, make eye contact, or accepting and drinking it in one gulp? Accepting and drinking it in one gulp. Which direction should you pass food around the table in British etiquette? To the right, to the left, or backward? To the left. How should one handle chopsticks properly in Japan when you need to put them down during a meal? Lay them across your plate, rest them on the chopstick holder, or stick them vertically into the rice? Rest them on the chopstick holder. When you finish your dinner in France, what should you do? Leave your plate, cross your utensils, or place your utensils together? Place your utensils together. What is the practice known as gursha in Ethiopia? Hand feeding, offering a drink, or sharing a meal? Hand feeding. What color is traditionally avoided in Chinese wedding ceremonies? Black, red, or white? White. In Islam, what is the appropriate way to greet someone? Smile warmly, shake hands firmly, or say, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. What does an Italian consider impolite when eating pasta? Slurping the pasta, using a knife and fork, or cutting pasta with a knife? Cutting pasta with a knife. In Thailand, what behavior with your feet is considered inappropriate? Resting them on furniture, sitting them crossed, or point them at people? Pointing them at people. Which combination of foods is not allowed in a Jewish diet? Fruits and nuts, fish and vegetables, or meat and dairy? Meat and dairy. What is the most common way to use a soup spoon? Scoop away from yourself, stir the soup before eating, or use the soup to cut solid pieces. Scoop away from yourself. In Hindu etiquette, what is the purpose of the tilak? To indicate fasting, to mark special occasions, or to show respect and blessing? To show respect and blessing. How should one enter and leave the stage when performing in a ballet? With casual steps and looking around, with controlled steps and a soft gaze, or with quick, energetic movements? With controlled steps and a soft gaze. What does it signify in Russia to finish a bottle and then leave it empty on the ground? It avoids bad luck, it shows respect, or it shows prosperity. It avoids bad luck. In which region's etiquette is it customary to keep your hands visible on the table while seated? Asian, European, or Middle Eastern? European. In Maori culture, what is the meaning of the hongi? Marking a sacred bond, honoring a significant milestone, or sharing breath and life force? Sharing breath and life force. What is considered late to arrive for dinner if invited to a Spaniard's home? 15 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour? "15 to 20 minutes. What does breaking a glass symbolize in a Jewish wedding? The couple's future, the end of the bride's family, or the destruction of the temple? The destruction of the temple. What should you do with the bread served at a meal in France? Hold it in your hand, place it on your plate, or leave it on the table? Place it on your plate. What is the importance of wearing red in a Chinese wedding? It indicates wealth and status, it symbolizes luck and prosperity, or it represents peace and tranquility. It symbolizes luck and prosperity. How does one greet someone in Sweden during a gathering? A bow, a hug, or a firm handshake? A firm handshake. What is the meaning if coffee is served with foam in Turkey? It shows the host's skill, it signifies a special occasion, or it indicates high-quality coffee. It shows the host's skill. What does offering coffee multiple times in an Arabian country signify? Wealth, ending the visit, or hospitality and respect? Hospitality and respect. Bonus question: who is the last queen known as Cleopatra? Let us know the answer in the comments. And here we have our quiz class Einstein rewards again to remind you. Thanks for playing this quiz. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.